Hello and a very warm welcome to episode 45 of the Sussex by the Sea podcast, a podcast about all things Hastings United. I'm your host Chris Agutter, and on today's show we have HAYWARDS HEATH fan and host of Walk and Talk Men's Mental Health, Lee Adams. We talk how the town are getting on this season, the great football community in general, plus the good work his organisation is doing to highlight and motivate men struggling with their mental health. Also on the show, we have Sussex finest all in one room in our weekly roundtable. And this week, we get the excellent insights of up-and-coming youth forward James Hull. Thanks for tolerating us all, James. And now over to Lee Adams. Just a quick point, I've stuck all the links, men's mental health-wise, in the description. So however you're watching this, either on YouTube, Spotify or Podbean, it should be easy to give it a click. And a sidebar. Personally, I've been working mental health 25 years. If there's ever an issue, just find me at the ground or message me. We can have a quick chat and I'll point you in the right direction. So I've got a great pleasure of Lee Adams. Lee Adams here, who's a big HAYWARDS HEATH supporter. He's also got his own YouTube channel, which is it's called the Walk and Talk YouTube show, which is a men's mental health channel. It's been going since 2018. So we'll crack into first of all a bit about HAYWARDS HEATH, and then we'd love to talk about that men's mental health, kind of something that's close to my own heart, because as I've worked in mental health for 25 years. So I'm sure we've got quite a bit to say about it. So
definitely.
Yeah. So first of all, Lee, how did you fall in love with HAYWARDS HEATH? How did that start about?
It started a couple of years ago. I'm a huge Fulham fan. I grew up in central London, in Westminster, Pimlico to be precise, if anybody knows it. Very rare people know Pimlico. But obviously full of Fulham, and moved out down here. Met a young lady. Oh, I would say young. She's a bit older now. But,
yeah.
So, and I said, look, I love my football and I've got to go down to watch the local club. And the local club was HAYWARDS HEATH. And the minute I walked through the doors at Hanbury Park, it was just love at first sight. And I just felt like I wanted to be here a lot more than I wanted to be travelling up to London and watching Fulham. And obviously you look at the prices and everything of the game, you know, it's £10 to get in. You could drink while watching the game. You could have a laugh with your mates, and I smoke. You can have a fag as well with your mates, which to me is a priceless thing. You know, you're making memories, and the players, like we said off air, you know, the players are very forthcoming and very interested in your opinion, very approachable and really, really nice bunch of lads. And the whole league have been really, really nice.
Yeah. I mean, myself, I'm originally from West London. So I used to go QPR, funnily enough, and for lots of coming away. So we're going to fall out here. No,
we're going to fall out.
So, funnily enough, I remember going to watch. This is a little fact, because my dad's from Sunderland. Yeah, and so we, as well as going QPR, I would go to Sunderland games as well back when I was a kid. And in 1987, I was at your ground. And it was the debut of someone you're never going to have heard of, called Marco Gabardini, who's an absolute legend.
Derby legend.
Yeah. Oh, of course, he played for Derby as well, yeah. And he got a couple of goals on his debut there. I think it wasn't Steve Perryman. Was it Steve Perryman? I'm trying to remember who was the manager right then. But Dennis Smith was the manager at Sunderland. And unfortunately, Fulham lost, so I don't want to upset you there. But
I was 4 years old, so I can't
exactly
that.
But no, Fulham's lovely little ground. So an absolutely lovely little ground. Obviously, right on the river.
It's a beautiful, and it's the same reason as to
massive character
with HAYWARDS HEATH. You know, it's very inviting, very accepted to everything. You felt part of a family, and I think we touched on that when we talk about the men's mental health stuff that we're doing. It all links together, and I don't think people realise how much it links together. But Hanbury Park is a place that I hold dearly in my heart, and I try to go to every away game and every home game. And a bit like yourself, my family are from Fleetwood, which is 9 miles north of Blackpool. So we sometimes go to watch, me and my boy sometimes go to watch Fleetwood when they're down around the south of the country. He wanted to go for Christmas. He wanted to go up to Sunderland.
It's cold up there, mate. It's cold up there.
watch Fleetwood, and I was like, mate, I ain't doing that on that.
Yeah. No. Well, Stadium of Light's a lovely little
ground.
Not a little ground, it's a massive ground. But, I mean, I still prefer Roker Park because I'm an old codger. Yeah. So it was Roker Park. You would have, I remember my granddad would get me a bottle of pop and a nougat bar, and everyone would go for a wee at the back of the stands. So the wee would be coming down the stairs. I mean, you can't make up those memories. I mean...
I generally think this is why a lot of people are turning to non-league, because obviously not we in at the top, but it's just that nostalgia feeling that you can stand on the terraces, you know, and obviously you lot get a huge gate for a lower league club. You get a huge gate, and that's absolute credit to the whole of Hastings. You know, I've been down there. I fell in love with the ground. I was like, this is one of the best grounds I've seen. I've been to Wolfsburg, Turin, Milan, Rome, and it just blew me away. Just the camaraderie, the togetherness, and everybody knew everybody, and I just loved it. I just went in there with my HAYWARDS HEATH scarf on, just keeping my head down and just going, you
ain't getting no trouble with us, mate. Yeah, no, it
was just like everybody knew everybody, and it was like, wow, this is just amazing. This is the way football should be. It's a community, it's a spirit, it's together. They win on the pitch, we win off it. They lose, we lose together. We're all in it together. And I can't, like I said, man, we'll talk about that on the men's mental health thing. That's why I believe that is the key to open up this conversation.
When they talk about the grounds and things like that, one of the things that, particularly for people that used to go and watch the big teams, Premier League teams, and this sort of thing, is kind of the corporatization of it, and you like I'm old enough to remember when you'd go with your program, you'd be getting signatures off the players. They're just finished, that they'd all be drunk, like about
40, I remember that
40 minutes, an hour after the game, they're coming out and they've already had a few beers. You know, and there would be a conversation. Before the game at QPR, you would go to the local betting shop, and some of the players would be in there, right?
Yep.
But like that does not exist now. That just
Ian Pearce used to play for Fulham. Klaus Jensen, they used to come on the tube. Maurice Folks used to ride his fold-up bike. You know, this is what it was about. You know, you're going to watch your team play, and next to you on the tube is a lad that's playing in the team. And to me, it was just like, this is it, man. Anybody can achieve anything. But now I find with top league football, like you say, the players and the club are so far away from the reality of the fans. And again, it falls back to what I keep saying about men's mental health. It is just unbelievable how far away I feel with a club, how far away most people do. And you can see the tendencies from within this league. The tendencies are really, really going up. We've had a new takeover. We've got a chairman, Steve, and his wife, Jane. Wonderful people, do a hell of a lot for the community. They've got untold youth teams that are playing. Every Sunday they're there at the game. Every Saturday they're watching the first team, and seeing like they've implemented mascots. I know it means nothing to no one, but when you see little kids coming on the pitch holding the hands of the players, to me it's just amazing to see it. It always brings a smile to my face. And I think to myself, these kids are going to remember this. All right, they're not Ronaldo, 100%. They're not Scholes, Beckham, and so forth. You know, these kids are still going to remember this. I remember I ran on the pitch with the players on this, and it just really hits home to me. And it just what football is all about. It's about a community coming together to help each other.
The love that you come to, as you say, about everyone that's at the game. I'm sure it's the same for you when you walk in HAYWARDS HEATH, like at Hastings. You get to know everyone. The results matter. Yeah, they matter obviously, but it's the family. It's the family that is the big thing. It's the whole week. You know what I mean? It's not just that Saturday at 3:00 or that Tuesday at 7:45. You know, it's you do feel part of that family. You know what you when you're on the outside, like. For a long time, I was on the outside looking in. I was kind of like, I didn't go near where people were singing. I just kept out of it. And then once you fully embrace it, That's it. You're in.
Takes
You're
you over.
in. You're in. You know, I'm absolutely.
You feel part, especially at this league. You know, you feel part of a unique club. Something's happening within. You know, I said this a few times recently. Down at HAYWARDS Heath, you got the World Cup coming up next year. Okay, so the top leagues stop. What is it? Middle of November till Boxing Day.
Yeah,
that's where the World Cup's going to happen. So people want to get their football fix, and people will come to non-league. People need to be accepting and get everybody in. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody. Get everybody into non-league, because these clubs really, really, really do need a help from the community, and more people the better. You know, and build something special, and it's like you meet the most amazing people that volunteer. Right on Saturday, we've got a big game against.
You got Crayon, yeah.
We got
Brighton, then Crayon, yeah.
Yeah, we got Brighton, and the club asked if anybody wants to volunteer to clean up the stands and do this. So 10 o'clock on Monday, me and Leslie, a young lad, went down to the ground and started clearing up and started to help out. You know, we don't want anything for it. We believe in the club. So, you know, it's about giving something back to the community. The community gives me something, the togetherness, so forth, and then just meeting new people and helping the club out. It's just a priceless thing. And if Premier League clubs, the big clubs, should we say, if they had done this and asked people to volunteer to clean up, I guarantee you most people would. Thousands would turn up to do it. It's part of me. It's part of my love. It's part of what I believe in.
I mean, we the same with Hastings. Hastings runs on volunteers. I mean, there's so many people. I forget, but like you got your Robbies, your Waynes, your Garys. You got all your Safety Daves. Safety Dave. You when you come to Hastings, I'll introduce you to Safety Dave. He keeps the ground safer than any other safety officer could do. This wouldn't exist without the volunteers. You know, particularly 100%.
100%. And it's all hats off to them. You know, everybody talks about. It's always a cliche, isn't it? The FA Cup third round, a smaller club gets through, and then they start doing stories about Safety Dave and so forth, who's been there for 30 years and doing this. Why does it have to be on FA Cup third round day? Why can't it be constantly? Why can't people talk about these people constantly? Because it is such a good story. Everybody's story is unique. Everybody's story is different, but it all comes together. It is the most magical thing, and I like being part of it. What am I now? 30. I'm still just only 37, so just a couple of days.
A mere young sapling.
I don't feel it, mate. And you know, when we were kids, we would go down to Cole Shorten, Farnborough, so forth, and watching on league down there because we had a pal that played for him, and it was just it was another togetherness, and everybody would be drinking in the bar after, having a laugh, having a giggle. It just takes me back, and it really is what football should be about. It should be an open forum where you can release your stresses of the week, get behind something that you believe in. You know, you win, you're happy, you're going in the bar after, and you're like congratulating the striker, giving the hug to the number 8. You were sensational today. The keeper was unbelievable. And then if you lose, you're like, oh, come on, boys, man, we got this. We could do it next week. Come on, you know. And they all laugh and they're like, you know, this is what it should be about. I love it. I generally do love it. And I've got a season ticket down at HAYWARDS Heath now, £100 for a season ticket. If me and my missus went out for a meal tonight, we are easily spending £100.
Well, you're bloody rich then, aren't you? Well, absolutely. I mean, like you're talking about HAYWARDS Heath. I mean, you've started off well. I mean, you're third in the league, and a great start. A little bit of a wobble just last couple of games. You've lost last couple of games because you've had a great run of results. So you've got Brighton in the Sussex Cup. We're playing Burgess Hill. I think we've got the better draw there because we usually play Brighton and they usually knock us out first game. Then you've got Cray, so a couple of tough games coming up. I mean, what's your thoughts about them?
Huge couple of games coming up. You know, we went to Faversham the other week. We lost 3-1. It was the game. The pitch was awful, absolute awful. Very boggy, very heavy. You know, we couldn't play on the floor like we normally do. So it's just route one. Constant, and it was we were going to get caught out there. Number 9, very fast. So done the damage. we should have been 1-0 up in the first couple of minutes. Josh Clack had screamer. He's hit the bar. It's gone out. We had about 3 or 4 chances off the line. Fair play to them. They dug deep and got the win. What was it? Saturday we had Hive. That was it. Yeah. Hive. We had Hive at home, and again we just didn't look on form. We would just look lost. We generally did look lost. Lost 1-0. Again, I think it was the only chance they had at goal. So it's been very unlucky for us, if I'm honest. We had a player, Kieran Rose back now, which is good. But Tom Gilbert got sent off on Saturday. So he's out for tomorrow's game against Brighton. But we're hoping for a bumper crowd down there tomorrow and something, hopefully a few people fall in love with the club and start getting a few more fans in. Like I stressed before, your attendance is phenomenal. We often talk about it when it comes up on our phones. We see it and it's like, attendance, what the mate? This is class. This is great. And like I said to you earlier, it's such a unique stadium. It is beautiful, and it's going to be sad. I'm hearing news that you're going to be leaving.
Well, still not sorted, but yeah, eventually, maybe 2-3 years from now, I might be leaving. There's somewhere lined up to do like a purpose-built stadium with also a couple of 4G pitches for maybe I think the local Hollerton side might go there. I shouldn't really say that too loud because the Hollerton fans will kill me, but because they don't want to leave their ground. We'll see. I mean, the date keeps getting put back and back and back because it was kind of definitive that this was happening. And currently, we're kind of more worried about our league form than the ground at the moment because we've been. I mean,
I was going to ask you that. Like the last 2 seasons, you've been ramping it, and COVID has been absolute a nightmare for you and your team, innit? COVID has been awful. How you didn't go up is beyond me. But
well, it's been like that for a lot of clubs, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
Sure, I can't remember who I was speaking to. Like they were saying that there was some clubs that were like 20 points clear and didn't go up. So in our tiers, you know what I mean, like up north, right? So your ground is it still free for NHS workers to get in?
No.
Right. I'll tell you why. Good to know, because people always tease me about this because they always, Laverick gets in, he got in free. Yeah. The reason why that was great was at the time I was bursting for a wee, right? I've got there and it was obviously in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
So I got there and I had no cash. I only had my card, but it was cash only. Yeah. And I'm like, I burst. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know where because what do I do? Yeah, what do I do? Because I can't just wee on the wee on the turnstile, right?
You're not in Sunderland now, behave.
Exactly. and then all of a sudden, like a shining beacon, I saw NHS workers in for free. Yeah, like the sign. So I've got my NHS card out, and I'm like, yes. And like I've gone past all my fellow fans who were like, bloody Laverick gets in free. And I've just run in the toilet. It was like the closest it could have been to an absolute catastrophe. But there you go.
We've all been there, mate. We've all been there.
Very nice ground. It seems like in terms of your team, you turned it round this year. You're up there.
Hugely. I'm very surprised with how we're doing this year. Like yourselves, I'm very surprised. You're the only team that I think I fear within this league. I think everybody's beatable, but I think you're very hard. I think the last time I went down to see you was you beat us 1-0. Trevor missed a penalty. And Tom Summerfield was sent off. And again, we should have drew it. We should have at least drawn it or even got the points, But that it weren't our day. But this season we are looking really good. We got a structure. We've got a few good signings, and the mix and the camaraderie and everything within the players is superb. I really like watching them play football. Really.
So what would you say? What sort of game have you got? What players have you got that are going to put the bejesuses into us? I mean,
I can't let you into all our secrets. Well, a lad recently, Yordi, come from Burgess Hill.
Oh, right.
My God,
is he good? Yeah.
The touch
of the boy.
He's just like how can I say what he plays like a Danny Murphy for Fulham. He's literally he runs around a hell of a lot more than Danny does, but he just knows where the next ball goes. He knows where to put it. He's everywhere. He's like I can say Danny Murphy. He knows what he's doing. Very strong, very, very, very good player. Very impressed with him this season. Obviously, you've got Nathan Cooper at the back. Everybody knows Coops. He's been with HAYWARDS HEATH for I think about 110 years. He's going to kill me for that, isn't he?
I'm sure you appreciate that comment. Yeah,
but he's a class act as well. Always a strong at the back. Kieran's good. Kieran Rowe, again, another player that's been with HAYWARDS HEATH for many a year. Good player, and it's just I think it's all starting to gel together. Which is obviously you're gonna have blips through the season. You're gonna you can't go undefeated. It's impossible. But seeing the way they're trying to play and seeing the way that they are playing, it's amazing to see. You can see what is going on down there. And like I said, Sean Saunders just got it going, and it's good to see. It really is good to see, and it's good to be part of as well.
You're starting an initiative. You're trying to set up a supporters club. Is that the case?
That's the case. Yeah. I've put the word out. And
so what's the feeling amongst the fan group? I know obviously at Hastings we've got a supporters club ourselves, and it's taken a number of years to really get it going. That's the clean way of saying it, and it can be testing at times to be on a committee. That's all I'm going to say to you. Yeah.
No. Yeah. I agree, and we've probably got about 15, 20 lads that go regularly. So we'll build on that. There's no qualms about that. We can build on that. Get the word out, but like you say, I do think it'd be challenging. But I like a challenge, as you'll find out very soon with what we talk about later. But I do. I think it's something that I put the word out, and a lot of people have been very, very, very accepting of it. So
I mean, if you need any assistance, like we've got things like we've had fan forums, we've done presentation ceremonies for like particularly one of our players, Sam Adams, who has played a gazillion games. We've got like a special trophy made up for him, presentation frame.
Well, that's wicked. That's what it's about. It's about giving back and all coming together. And you feel, like I say, that connection. It's great. That's the way it should be. Football should be like this.
Yeah. And like, this as an example, Corinthian casuals, who don't know us from Adam. We've played them a few times, but just put a message out there, because this Sam Adams, for this presentation frame we were getting like the first game he ever played for Hastings, which was an away game at Corinthians. He was a sub, like 2003 or something, and got on to Corinthians. They checked if they had the program. They didn't. Turned out a steward had it in an old attic, so copied it, sent us to us, and we got it put in this frame. And it's just that thing, that we're all one big community. Yeah. And
that's amazing.
No, it is. It was cool, and Sammy loved it. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. It is really like we do newsletters, and leaflets. Yeah, so you get cracking into your supporters club. So now we need to talk about the bar, sir. Please talk to me about the facilities at your ground. Well, do they do decent beers? Is what I need to know.
Yes. Walk into, obviously you've got the turnstile as you come in. It's right behind the goal. Yeah. And they've got a big stand on the right-hand side, and that's where your clubhouse is, underneath. Walk in, down a few steps, blue and white steps, down into there.
Oh, I remember it now. Yeah. It's come back to me now. Yeah, go on. Talk to me about beer. Thank you.
Cut a left, and there you are. You're in the clubhouse. It's a little bit different to your one. Obviously, the room is restricted. It's not as big as we'd like it to be, but again, it is what it is. There's a bar at the end, a few tables. You've got your on tap. You've got a Pilsner, and you've got a normal lager, which is a local brewed Bullman's.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
But I know Bulmers, that's a...
No, not the cider, not the cider. And then they got cans at the back. Obviously, I'm a cider drinker, so I drink the cans. But yeah, this
Fulham
is very
and
nice.
a cider drinker. Jesus.
No, and I've got Victoria Sponge over there. Yeah, it's mad. It's crazy. But no, Leslie behind the bar, she's a lovely lady, always welcoming, really nice. Have a laugh with her. She's great, and it's just like we're a very open club. You know, we are sitting there after the game and have a drink and talk about the game to a few of the older lads, and just as if it was match of the day. Basically, we're just all talking and just enjoying it, and just like, oh, next week and we got to do this. Yeah, we could do this. Can you help out with this? Can you do it? Yeah, let's do it, man. It is a good vibe down there. It's a really good vibe. In the last year since Stephen Jane has taken over, there's been a huge change. Very, very positive in what they're doing, and you know, you got to back it. And fair play to them that every hour they spend, they're down the ground doing something positive. So I take my hat off to them. You know, it's a hell of a lot of work that they put in, and they should be thanked. And
okay, well, listen up. We've got our game. It's coming up in a couple of weeks when we're recording this. Couple of weeks from now, we've got our game. Obviously, fully intentional. No matter the result. I'd like to have a beer with you after the game, Lee. And
definitely, 100%, mate. Beer on me, mate. Definitely.
Well, let's see. I'll tell you, whoever wins
gets the beers in.
Gets the beers in. Yeah,
that's a done deal, mate. That's a virtual handshake. That is virtual handshake.
But right, so we're moving on from all things Haywards Heath. Let's talk about your YouTube channel. So it's the Walk and Talk YouTube channel, which is a men's mental health forum that you've got tons of videos on, and I fully encourage people to subscribe, and I will be putting all the links in, all the stuff we put out for this, so it will be easy to click on those links. But what was the reason behind the channel starting, Lee?
I really suffered bad, if I'm honest, and didn't want to be here anymore, and ended up in the psychiatric unit. Okay. This was 12 years ago, and then I kind of come out of there months later and just fell back into life. They said the crisis team will be there, and they never were. So I fell back into life, went back to work, and just hit it, if I'm honest. And then I started to drink really heavily, and 2015 Christmas time, I put a joke tweet out there. Said, if I get X amount of retweets, I'll walk from Fulham to Reading. I've seen it on the map. It's about that big.
On the map, yeah.
It gets worse, mate. And then, much to my annoyance, I got these retweets, and then I went looking for a charity to help out, and I stumbled across Calm, a campaign against living miserably, and I was on their website, and I was just literally going, "That's me, that's me, that's me." Why ain't I heard about this? What have I got to do to do this? And that was it. I was planning to do it on my own. But a mate of mine who's a Chelsea supporter, who used to play for Fulham youth team, he come along with me, and it was the most 44 miles through the night, no sleep. It took us 17 hours, and it blew my mind. It gave me this buzz I've never had before, and a sense of achievement. If you think about it, Chris, on a daily basis, we as humans, we generally achieve nothing. On a weekly basis, you know, we just get up, go work, come home, get up, go work, come home, look after the kids. And in all fairness, we don't really achieve anything for ourselves, do we? So then it kind of built upon that. In 2016, it took off. We walked from Fulham to Birmingham. I think that was 2018.
What, you only just got back?
It took us 5 days. I've cycled up to Wigan, from Fulham to Wigan.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Fulham to Preston. And recently we walked around Haywards Heath ground for 24 hours. We had lads from Rotherham come down, Reading. We walked to Burgess Hill. You know, I
going there
believe
tomorrow.
I believe that football is the key to this, in the sense that, you know, I've met the most amazing people during this journey, and that have opened up for the first time. And if I could save one person's life, that's all that matters. We're a big, big team that believe in what we do. We help each other. You know, during lockdown, I don't know what I would have done without these people. These people kept me staying, kept me laughing, kept me doing things. You know, we ain't uploaded for a little bit on the YouTube channel because of work. And one of the boys has recently had a court case regarding a terrorist attack on London Bridge. He was involved with that, and so he had to get his evidence, and his missus ain't well. So we kind of like slipped down a little bit due to that. You know, you've got to give people some time. But to me, the charity will be formed very, very, very soon, and I believe that football is key to this. You know, all clubs have been, Fulham have been amazing in opening up and helping us out to achieve what we're trying to achieve. Other clubs have literally just don't care. Haywards Heath have been superb. Literally, when you come down, you'll see in the programme. I've just got a programme here, actually. There you go.
Yeah.
We're in the programme.
Nice. So is that a regular page?
Yeah, it's a regular page.
Excellent.
It's like
excellent.
a little bit of an advertisement, you know, and especially, what is it? Monday, sorry, a week today. The 18th is men's day.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'm a man, I don't even know that.
And, you know, the biggest killer of men under 45 is suicide. 84 men a week in this country commit suicide. 84 men a week. That to me, football's got to answer. Well, football don't have to answer to it, but I'm asking football to answer to it. Become a community. Help each other out. I want to start training people into first aid, mental health, and to get trained people down, because there's huge backlogs. As you know, there's huge backlogs, and just give people an opportunity to sit and talk, walk and talk. You know, we're on a walk for 44 miles. You've got 17 hours with these people. You'd be surprised how close you become in them 17 hours, and how magical it all is, and you all achieve it together. You know, as one's struggling, you're like, mate, I'm putting my arm around you. We can do this, bruv. We can do it. Come on, man. Just talk to me and everything will be fine. And you'll be surprised. Like the way I describe walk and talk on a big walk, it's you set off, everybody's excited, everybody's like, it's newborn, we're all great and buzzing. And then as the night goes on, people start to flake. They get into their 30s and they're like, oh, do I have to go out? Do I have to do this? Do I have to do that? And then as time goes on, people have just got this euphoria, this bounce, this come on, we can all achieve this. And to stand back and watch people achieving things. I've had people cry on me, people going, I've never thought I'd do this. We done just before lockdown, we done the first lockdown, we drove from Haywards Heath up to Glasgow, and then literally got out the car and walked 33 miles from Glasgow to Livingston, and then come back down. That was on the Wednesday night, and come straight back down. And then on the Saturday morning, we were at Dulwich Hamlet at 4:30 in the morning. I walked 25 miles from Dulwich to Willstone, and it was just like, I was shattered, but I felt so alive. Helping people. I believe in helping people. I believe in giving back. You know, it's all good phoning a number. I agree with that. I do agree with that. But like you say, when we meet each other, we'll probably give each other a hug. How are you, mate? You know, that togetherness, I think lockdown has shown that being together with people is just so key, so vital, so passionate. And when you've got passion, you know, you got to help each other. So,
so on your channel itself, you've got stories about some of the walking stuff that you've done, but you've also got interviews with ex-players talking about their mental health issues in the past and what they're doing to kind of cope with that now. There's a ton of videos on there. So again, I've got to put all the links in there. It's really important and key for particularly blokes. Have a look, because you know a lot of it is really accessible. You know, particularly the stuff where you're talking to ex-professionals. You know, we all keep.
There's a common theme. I don't like like you say, talking to the ex-professionals, there's a common theme with football players, be that from the lower leagues, be that to the top leagues. They've been in the game for so long. It's a bit like a regimental thing on a Saturday. Get up, go to the ground or be in a hotel, whatever. Once they leave football, I think all of them struggle to adapt to normal life. Yeah. They ain't got that discipline of, I need to be here at a certain time. I need to eat this. I need to do that. Now they're just being left on their own, and this is why relationships break down, because they don't know what to do. You know, you look at Marvin Sordell, a lovely guy, one of the nicest guys I've ever met, and done a hell of a lot of work when I worked in a hospital for the children there. He didn't want no press for it. He just won loads of toys in Winter Wonderland, and he says, "Can I just give them to the kids?" And I was, perfect, mate. This is what Christmas is all about. It's about giving back. And he suffered really bad with his mental health, and he gave up football. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, and hopefully I'll get him down to. I keep WhatsApping him, and he's just not listening to me about coming down to Haywards Heath. He will one day. It's going to crack one day. It would be against Hastings, wouldn't it? You'll beat us 5-0.
But no, like, in terms of what you're doing, I mean, have you got any walks upcoming? I mean, are you still in the planning stage for the next one, or what's happening?
I think we're going to do one up in near Birmingham soon. One of the boys wants to do one, so I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go there. I want to do a walk from Haywards Heath to Hastings. I want to do that. I want to complete the whole league and walk into it. Get people talking, you know, if I have to break myself, or anybody could join at any point, you know. Our Twitter is our most active place, because I can't keep everything going all the time. I work all the time. I'm just like, but our active place is on Twitter, which is WalkAndTalkMMH, Men's Mental Health.
Yeah. Okay.
And you'll see us. And like I say, mate, the club have been superb. You know, there's things we got in the pipeline with the club that we want to implement, and we would like to talk to Hastings and every other person in this league and start getting the ball rolling. Because
I'll pass those links on. And I've got 5 kids. I've got loads. I haven't got much time, but for something that's worthwhile like this, I definitely can devote some time. But I just think the more chatting and work out logistics, and we'll definitely do something.
I just think the more we talk, even if we do a 24-hour walk around the stadium, and do it in a relay so everybody's in it. If one person could do 1 lap, but another person could do 15 laps, you've all come together to achieve something that is unique. And to me, it's just something so simple, and you'll be surprised the amount of people that you know their face, you don't know, but then all of a sudden you're talking to them, and then you see them in the next game, and this builds up. Before you know it, you've got 6, 7. Well, in this league, you've got 6 or 7 people around you that are all with you. And you've got friends, and it's really hard to make friends in today's society because everybody's on this constantly. On this,
things, yeah. I know.
You know, I perfect example. I saw Cronky Out protest a couple of months ago. And bearing in mind, these people have been tweeting, let's get him out there. They've got they're going on a protest. This is the protest. They've got 10,000 followers on social media. They've got big following.
That's not real.
They stand there. I've seen the video. They just stand there on their phones, and I think to myself, what is going on in this life? Why can't we talk to each other face to face? What's going on? Why can't we do this? You know, I'd rather have 1 follower on social media and 15 outside. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that to me is more important. And untold group chats that everybody wants to talk about everything, and it's all like, as soon as Reading beat Fulham, I'm getting laughed at. But a lot of the boys, not gonna lie, a lot of the boys are like, I need to come down to Haywards Heath. Come on, man. A few of them have come down and watch a game, so it's good. You know, it's good. We could do positivity. You know, it takes.
This is all about positivity. Yeah, absolutely.
Life is positive, man. You have to look at it in a positive way. If you don't look at it in a positive way, it grinds you down, and then it's not going to be good for you on the whole, or your family as a whole.
Yeah, just again, I reiterate, Lee, more than happy to help you out with any of this stuff. With the channel, if you need anything for the channel. Also, any walks that you are doing, I can have a little ring round, see if there's anyone interested. I mean, we've got a lot of older fans at Hastings as well. That maybe a walk around the stadium might be their kind of level that they can
I
achieve.
think it's something so amazing.
But no, honestly, I mean, it's definitely an issue. Men's mental health. There's not enough conversation about it, and I think that to me, that's the key is conversation. It's not any highfalutin stuff half the time. It's just knowing other people are there, because we're all our own worst enemies. Yeah,
100% agree.
So you can really harshly judge ourselves when actually we're in conversation with others. You realise that isn't the case. That so many misconceptions, and
I was laughed at when I kick-started this. I was laughed at, absolutely laughed at. And now what are we? 7 years on, and Monday, the 18th, you'll see Untold Football Clubs tweet stuff. We've done over 10,000 miles. 10,000 miles, the equivalent of London to Sydney, walking distance. That to me has just blown my mind. I'm just like, wow, we have achieved this. You know,
is any other services jumping on board with it, or are you getting any sponsorship? Or are you getting any?
No, we've raised enough money to become a charity. We're just finalising everything. But like I said, mate, football clubs, big clubs, no interest, mate. They're no interest. They've got their own foundations and they just tick a box sort of thing. It is what it is, you know, and it's very sad. You know, fan-led thing is what it is. But I generally can't thank Haywards Heath enough for their time, their support, and their understanding of what's going on.
Yeah,
it's just amazing, and I just take my hat off to them, mate. And hopefully we can all come together within this league and do something positive for men. You know, you don't know who's suffering, and then all it takes is one conversation, and that changed their whole life. I've seen it with my own eyes, untold times. It changes people's life. We got one lad that's a Reading supporter. He's got cerebral palsy. My God, this boy is like a Duracell battery. He does not stop. He walks and walks and walks and walks. He does 44 miles, literally. Wow. And I just look at him and I just think to myself,
where's that energy?
Where are you getting this from? You know, and he's
probably got a sneaky Mars bar he's eating.
He probably has, yeah.
Like,
he's just drinking Red Bull. Yeah, down there. He's flying. He's fucking got wings. But no, his whole family said before he met you lot, he would sit in his room and do nothing. And you lot brought him out.
That's
For me, that I got quite emotional about that. And he texts me every day and we have a laugh about the football.
Listen, Lee, thank you very much for your time. Now, listen, we will be connecting this stuff up, particularly the men's mental health. Let's bounce a few emails back and forth and we will try and sort something out and get the club involved as well. I know, like, from a point of view of Supporters Club, we have our own page in the programme. Maybe we can find a way to stick your info in that page and get the word spread, because
that'd be amazing, mate. It'd be amazing. It's just the more people talk, the better. And we don't want to be a phone up. We want people to educate themselves, to understand, to help each other, to give happiness to people. That's it. No. But how do you think you're going to do against us? I want to score.
That's what I mean. We're talking about happiness now, right? So unfortunately, one of us is going to be unhappy. Yeah, only for a few minutes. Yeah, because you know we don't. Well, you know,
we'll be a bit longer because I'll be buying the beer, won't I?
Well, last time we played you, I think we beat you 4-0. Sorry to say that, Lee, but I don't think it's not working that way this season. I'm smelling a draw. Yeah, really. So that's a pint each.
Oh,
give each other a pint each, all right?
2 each, 3 each. We do it.
Yeah, I hope my missus can't hear it. Yeah, all right. Yeah, 3 each. That sounds good to me.
Love it.
No, really, thanks for your time, Lee.
No problem, mate.
See you at the game.
Definitely, mate. Looking forward to it.
Cheers.
Be good, pal.
You say you need a plumber? You also want them to be members of the finest team in Sussex, if not the world? Well, it's not a monster, it's G&S Mechanical Services for all your plumbing needs, covering all the South East, even Whitehawk. Give that man Gary Elphick a call on 07793 125 571. That's 07793 125 571. You won't be sorry. And now over to that world famous fan roundtable. Thanks first of all to special guests James Hull, Leon, Johnny Wills, Adam Smithy, Georgie, Robbie, Flat White Andy for making it happen. Listen.
Hello, James. Good to see
hello.
you.
How are we? Okay.
Yeah, all right. What you missed so far is Chris eating cornflakes. It was a horrible
I can eat a
sight.
bit of pasta. Shut up. James just got back from work, mate. Literally, kids are bed, food. Luckily, you don't have to understand that yet.
Not yet, no.
No children yet, James. Yes,
not yet. No, not for a long time, hopefully.
keep it in the trousers. That's just
that's what you got to do.
Innit? Or sheathed. Anyway, where am I going with this? Sorry,
sage advice.
Sorry, look, Leon's took to drink. Right, we're just waiting on a couple.
Don't take much. Any excuse.
Right, hang on.
I'm not going to turn up early again. I was just watching you eat stuff your face.
Mate, I tried to monetize it, a bit of OnlyFans. You weren't having it though, were you? Anyway, well, while you're there, James, how are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you. How about yourself? You right?
Yeah, you're not bad. So you got 20 minutes. What you got? About 25 minutes yesterday?
Yeah, about 25. Not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, you got put on to do a job. I suppose you did your job really. So
yeah, it's bad. I got injured in the process though, so that's not.
Oh, what?
Damaged a ligament in my knee.
Ugh.
Yeah, so not great news, but rehab starts now, I guess.
So was that scrabbling around out on that left wing where they put you?
Yeah. Their right wing back done me in, I think. So.
It was quite a bit scrappy down there, wasn't it, in the second half?
Oh, God, yeah. We had to grind a result out, and that's what we done. We had to play it dirty. Didn't have to look pretty, just had to get a result.
Yeah, definitely. The result.
Are you going to have to rest the knee, James?
Yeah, they said up to 5 weeks, but obviously it can be shorter. Just depends on how fast it strengthens and stuff. But hopefully I'll be back in no time.
That's a drag, isn't it?
With everyone looking after me there, so yeah.
Well, you're young. You're young, James. Of course you'll recover quickly.
Yeah, let's hope. It's a couple of weeks. I don't want to miss too many games.
Yeah, you want that return Ashford leg. That's what you want, mate.
Oh, that'd be unbelievable.
Well, I mean, while I've got you on talking, I mean, let's talk about that thing where, you know, you're playing against your brother.
Yeah.
And I mean, what was? I mean, I kind of already know the answer to this, but what, like, for people that haven't heard, like, what was it like in your house? Go on.
Yeah, well, when we knew we were playing each other, I think it was like 2 weeks before the game. It was like you've got to find out if you're starting or not. You've got to find out if you're starting because it was a cup game. So I was just like, oh, okay, I might get a few minutes there. But about 4 days before the game, Aggie phoned me up.
Yeah.
And he was like, we're going to start you because you've been training really well and all that stuff. And he was like, oh, one favour though, do not tell your brother you're starting. We want it to be a surprise. So when he sees the team sheet, so I didn't tell him. I said, well, I'm not starting. He told me I'm not starting. We didn't talk for the day before, during the game, or the day after. We just didn't talk to each other at all. So yeah, when he saw me walk into the tunnel, he looked at me up and down and he shook his head. And then, So yeah, when I got that goal, I was buzzing, absolutely buzzing.
Come on, mate. But what stick did you give him, please? Come on. You can keep it clean. You don't need. Well, actually, you don't need to keep it clean. But like, you must. Come on.
No, there was like I think there was a song going round. I didn't actually hear it at the time because I was so focused. But there was a song saying, "You're just a shit, James Old." I think.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. We don't know where that came from, do we, Robbie?
Never sing a thing like that.
So yeah, when I walked past him in the house or something, I was just like, "You're just a shit." Give him a bit of stick. And all the time I'd be like, "Dan, what was the score again? What was the score? 1-0? Yeah, 2-0. Yeah, fair enough." So yeah, it was decent. And then obviously he gave me stick when we lost to them. Yeah. So yeah, it kind of worked both ways.
Yeah, chaps. before we get into the week that was, do we want to throw any questions or anything at James while he's here?
I'll go first I'll go with the question we rehearsed in the car, Chris.
Yeah, go on.
As one of the, you're one of the, obviously one of the set of youngsters that's sort of bridging across the first team now, James. I'm Andy, by the way. Hi.
Hi, Andy.
It's
flat white Andy. Flat white.
How you flat white Andy? Of course, yes. my moniker. How are you finding it? Mixing in with all the seniors, and particularly over the past few weeks, how's it been watching them going through the situation that the club's been in, and how do they take the youngsters through it and that?
The seniors, they're great. Like you'd think when I first came, I thought it was going to be like, oh, I shouldn't really talk that much. Like I know my place in the changing room. I'm a youngster. I don't really say much, but they were all so welcoming and stuff. Yeah, everyone took the situation quite hard. Everyone, even the youngsters, because most of the youngsters, obviously Aggie's been with the 23s, the 18s, the college teams. So he's been there for the whole journey. Aggie's been coaching me for about 3 years. So yeah, everyone took it quite hard, especially when it came about. It was such a shock. Yeah, it's been we've the changing room has been quite good actually. Like quite buzzing. Like everyone's just getting their head down, working hard. So yeah, it's not too bad actually. It's actually going quite well.
Yeah, it was quite well. It was noticeable last night that they just had quite a good. Everyone had got over the weekend quite quick, and had a good feel about it last night. So it's quite. Yeah, it's good to hear. Yeah, it's good that Gary he loves the youngsters. Like he trusts them. So did Aggie, but but it was a good chance for everyone to get a bit of minutes really last night. I thought we played quite well as well. I thought we played really well. Yeah, particularly well. Nori and Jack, they really did themselves some good, didn't they? Oh, Nori and Batesy. When we play 23s, they just run the show. They're good players. No, it was good to see Nori really came to life last night. And in fact, we spoke to a couple of their old blokes after the game, didn't we, Chris? And they mentioned him and said how he absolutely just tore their number 2 apart, actually. So they actually picked him out for a mention. So he should be pleased with that. Yeah, he deserves to get a bit more game time. He's a cracking player. Yeah.
Well, playing like that, definitely. I mean, what was funny, I don't know, I can't remember who said to us, who noticed it as well, that when he done the number 2, when he put the ball in and obviously Sammy Adams scored. The number 2's gone.
Beautiful sound.
Yeah, but that was quite funny.
And that was one of the best goals of the season, actually, as well, wasn't it? That really was a fantastic goal as well. Watching it back on the vid. Oh yeah, on the old Twitter. Yeah, wow, really was a good goal. That
at this level, you don't get a substitute keeper on the bench. James, are you keeping up your goalkeeping skill?
Of course. If something happens to the keeper, I'm straight in there, 100%.
Are they aware of that?
Yeah, they know. Yeah. Like in training sometimes, at the end of training, I'd muck around, stick the gloves on, go and goal for a bit. For a bit of laugh. So they know who to pick in that instance. They know who to pick.
See, that's another string to your bow, isn't it? Really, getting the team. Yeah. When you were at Charlton, were you at Charlton Academy for a while, weren't you?
Yeah, so when I was very young, I think I was about maybe 12, maybe even younger. I had a trial at Charlton and Brighton in goal.
Yes.
Then, it was a funny story, actually, because Charlton actually wanted me to go along with their academy. And my mum had the papers and she was just like, are you going to sign it? You're going to sign it? I was like, no, I'm not going to sign it. I was like, I just want to play with my mates. I don't want to do it. I don't want to take it too seriously. So,
yeah.
And then I went up through the ranks, played everywhere I have. Played centre mids, right back, in goal.
Yeah.
Left wing.
Yeah. Left wing now, yeah. I've ticked that off my bucket list.
I just want to actually quickly circle back to rejecting Charlton. Any regrets to that at all? Because obviously people dream about signing for a professional team, even the academy. So
yeah, sometimes it does haunt me at night. At decision, obviously, but no, I'm happy where I am now. I think I wouldn't have enjoyed it that much in goal. That's probably why I came out on pitch. I was just but it was boring for me going to goal because I just wanted to be involved in the play. But obviously now, at Hastings, keepers are a big thing. Like Louis, an absolute joke with his feet, and he's a big part of how we play. So, but yeah, sometimes I do regret it, but yeah, just got to work back up to that now.
No, well, you've got plenty of time, haven't you? You've still got plenty of time, and you're seeing people like Ben Ward and that go off and do their thing. So,
yeah, of course,
anybody can, can't they?
Exactly, yeah. Just got to knuckle down now.
Words at some point. Leon hasn't slagged me off yet. I was waiting for a few receipts from him.
I'm biding my time.
Are you biding your time? Good man.
Yeah, waiting for the perfect moment.
See, actually, James, were you? I've got to ask you about this. This is, the Corinthian game. Were you playing in that? I can't remember now.
I think I came on.
Yeah, I just saying. Like, that game to me was just an utter nightmare, and it's just. I mean, what was it like for the boys that day? I mean, it was just. Like, we were getting nothing.
Lost 2-1, didn't we?
Yeah, we were getting nothing from the ref. The number 5 was diving all over the place, trying to get Ben Pope sent off.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have one of those games, don't you? I mean, as soon as we kicked off, and like first 5 minutes we were all over them, but after that, everyone was looking at each other on the bench saying, "This ain't going to be our game." Like this, you can just tell when it's not going to happen. But yeah, that was very frustrating. But it's a very frustrating game to come on to as well because we were just all over them. We're all over them with the ball, but going forward, we just couldn't do anything. But yeah, very frustrating game.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't get that game out of my head. I'm sorry about that. I need to move on from that.
It does. Do you think that's been a feature of this? I think I've noticed this season that teams have tried to game the ref more against us and tried to get under our skin. Do you think that's true? And try to be more wind-ups going on, and teams are playing up more against us. And I wonder whether you talk about that.
I mean, with every team in this league, Hastings United it's a cup final to them. Yeah. I mean, everyone wants to beat us. So we that's how we've got to treat it. Like, we go into every game like it's a cup final. Like, we don't care about the other team. It's all about us. It's all about how we play. And if we're on the ball, even if we're at 80%, we turn over teams quite comfortably. But yeah, sometimes it's just not on our side, and it just doesn't happen for us really.
Yeah. Right, so let's crack into the Cray game.
Yes,
much better performance from the week before. I thought we were harshly done by. I thought we definitely deserved a draw. I mean, it was a very even game. Nice that we came back when we went 1-0 down. I thought, we're not going to fold here, and we didn't, and got a goal back fairly quickly. I mean, how sick was that bench, James, when that goal went in? I mean, that 95th minute winner.
Oh God! I mean, whenever any goal goes in, that even when we score, when the other team scores, that the reaction we get, the amount of people who care. Like, sometimes you look at people, even the youngsters, you're like, oh, they don't really care that much. They're just here to do a job. But no, like when a goal goes in, we're all up, we're all hugging, we're all high-fiving. When we can see the goal, it's just we're all throwing bottles, we're fuming. But yeah, that was a harsh game. That really harsh game.
I want to add to that with a question I wanted to ask. Like, so you got lots of young lads on the bench there, and obviously everyone's caring, everyone's involved. Like, who would you say, James, that like those young lads are looking up to, like who are on the pitch or been playing for Hastings?
I mean, it would be like positioning wise. So for me, I'm always looking at Popey. I'm always looking at that when he's playing. I'm always looking where he is, positioning and stuff like that. And in training, you always got to like the person you try to take the shirt out of, as harsh as it sounds, but you're trying to take a shirt at the end of the day, so you've got to see what he does and do it 10 times better. Yeah, I think I'm really close with Kenny. Me and Kenny, whenever it's half time or starting a game, we're always pinging balls with each other, always challenging each other. Like at training, we have a penalty shootout every week, pretty much.
Who's won? Who's been winning?
I hate he's going to love this as well. Ken's been winning. But yeah, it's always good to have little competitions and stuff like that. But all the seniors, you always got to look up to all of them because they're always trying to help the youngsters like as best they can.
So you're in goal for each other's penalties?
No, we'd either stick Louis in goal if he's up for it, or we stick one of the other keepers that come along. So normally it's Chaz, or we've got Cody in now. So yeah, if Louis not feeling up for it, we'll just chuck one of the sub keepers in. Or Ben Cornelius has actually gone in goal for a couple.
Oh, well, that's the way to beat him. Tell him you have to go in goal for each other's penalties.
I might have to now. That might be a good idea. That might be the way I win.
Yeah.
Chaps, anyone else on the Craig game?
I didn't. Why did Sammy get sent off?
Verbal, wasn't it?
It must have said something quite choice to get sent straight off. That was what interested me.
I don't think anyone even asked him after the game. Like, honestly, I think we all just like kept it to ourselves. Like, okay, that didn't happen.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know why he got sent off. It's weird. I didn't even see it. I turned around and I saw him walking. I was like, "Oh, we're doing a sub. Like, what's going on?" And then someone told me he got sent off.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. I thought it might have been the challenge. The challenge that the ref didn't pick up just before they scored.
Yeah, it might have
something
been
like that.
That looked like verbal. Looked like verbal.
I don't think he's had many sendings off in his career, has he?
No, not at all.
Might have only been one or two others.
Yeah, I would say it was not much. Definitely not much at all.
Yeah, I think it shows what sort of fire and spirit he's still got for the game, though, doesn't it?
Oh God, yeah, of course. It's like in training, I'd say he's one of the best trainers. Yeah. All the time, he runs for a mile. Like as you saw in the Burgess Hill game, he just doesn't stop running. He's an absolute jack of a player, and he's a great lad as well. Really, really good lad.
That's interesting because it's a bit nerdy, but you notice his movement for that goal he scored last night, the way he followed up play and then jogged into the area at the far post and then suddenly belted onto that cross once he knew it was coming all the way. That was quite interesting noticing that, the way he was at 1 minute he was in one corner of the screen and the next minute he was bang in the middle of the area, because watching it live he was just there, but then watching it on the video his running and his movement was excellent to get on the end of that. Quite a lesson there.
And he makes so many unselfish runs as well.
Yeah.
So many. But he's a great player. Great player.
Good role model.
We have picked up on it before with Sammy, with him not stopping running. And that must be something that you've got to keep doing, James, because if someone at Sammy's age don't stop, you can't stop.
Yeah, exactly that. That's what you got to do. To be the best trainer, you've got to beat Sammy, and that's ours. Because he does not stop running at all.
No, proper inspiration for the younger lads. We've always said that.
He is.
It's quite fast. I suppose when you're 19, 20, you think 35 is ancient, don't you?
You'd think you'd be able to outrun him, didn't you? You'd think, no, not at all. Not at all.
No. If you look after yourself now, you can. Well, Dave Martin's another one, isn't he? You can keep on going, can't you? If you look after yourself.
God, yeah. I wish I'd be able to run as much as him when I'm his age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking another healthy crowd turnout, wasn't it? What does it mean, James, would you say, playing in front of such a big crowd? I was thinking with Dan going to Ashford, I don't know what sort of crowds they get, but how would you kind of compare it?
I mean, when I played against Ashford, I think it was 1,000 odd. It's just unbelievable. It really was like, I used to play in the league below, and you'd get like maybe 100, 200 maybe. But playing against 1,000 was just, you really can't hear anything. Like you can't, like someone, Aggie shouts at you at the touchline or Brownie shouts at you can't hear it at all. The support was amazing. And yeah, you guys it was just really, really amazing. I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, good. Is that, what sort of crowds are they getting at Ashford?
I'd say like 200, 300 maybe.
You can't believe it, can you? Really,
No.
We're so far above any other club in this league, aren't we? And in the level above.
I know the support is an absolute joke. I mean, it really does help us like so much. It's such a big advantage.
So let's just go straight to yesterday's game. A nice little win against Burgess Hill in the Cup. Who wants to kick off about that?
I think we should start by shouting out their goalkeeper. Quality keeper, quality man. Enjoyed banter with him throughout the whole game. Gracious in defeat. Good guy.
Like we said, not only was he was a very good keeper, but he made it worse by being a good bloke as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the worst, isn't it, when they're actually all right?
Yeah. He was good. He was good keeper. He kept them in it in the first half, and well, Louis paid them back in the second half, but he kept them in it in the first half.
Yeah, 100%. Nori had a few chances, didn't
he? Yeah,
he saved. No, he was a decent keeper, really decent.
You need to work with Nori in training on his finishing, and then he'd be a player.
We do try. He's getting there.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Actually, quickly, James, anything from that game? Is there any new injury worries or anything other than yourself? Unfortunately, is there any new injury worries in the Tide?
No, I think we're all good. Yeah, all fit. All getting there. Obviously, not everyone's 100%, but that's what's going to come with time. But yeah, I think everyone else is pretty much all right. All right.
Nice one.
Sammy's fit, but he's suspended.
Yeah, it's 3 games, isn't it?
No, it's only 2. It's only 2 games.
Oh, we got 2 in the end. Okay.
He'll be back in no time. He'll be fine.
That was our joke, wasn't it? Great goal, Sammy. Have a couple of games off.
Right then. Any other thoughts on the game?
I thought the shape, the tempo, and the attitude was fantastic. Because the Sussex Senior Cup, it's very easy to go, not an important cup, let's take the foot off the pedal. But the shape looked good, the movement looked good, the passing looked good. Not a single player that was on that pitch last night had a bad game. It was just one of those good old comfortable performances we got used to start the season. And I think 1-0 does flatter them slightly because without their goalkeeper, we should have been about 4-0 up at half time. So I couldn't be happy with the performance, really. I think throughout we were brilliant.
First half, bloody hell. Well, as they said, the Burgess Hill fans were saying that we were like Man City. That's what they were saying. They were like, we played like Man City in the first half. Second half was a bit different. They did put us under a lot of pressure, and we defended valiantly. And obviously, Louis pulled off an absolute fucking top draw save at the end as well.
Yeah, amazing.
It was really good to see both teams really. It was a proper game, wasn't it? It was a proper game. It didn't feel like a Sussex Cup game, did it? It was a proper game, and that was good. And yeah, I mean, we all thought that the first half was absolutely super positive, really was. And then the grit in the second half, and everybody, including you, did their bit in the second half to come out with that clean sheet on top of it. Came away from that with a really good feeling.
100%. Yeah, just sometimes it's got to be like that. When you can't keep the ball, when you can't because they're pressing so high or they're just chasing the absolute doggies out of you, then sometimes you've got to get down and do the dirty work and just grind the result out, and that's what we did. It was decent, really decent.
Is that what Gary said at the end? Is that what was his thoughts at the end? What you saying there, James? Yeah?
First half, we were like keep the ball, keep composure, play the shape like we've been doing, new shape we've been doing in training. We've been working a lot on it. And then, he said, if it gets ugly, do the dirty stuff. Like proper Hastings performance, that do the dirty stuff, job done. Just on to the next one.
Excellent words, James.
James, I was just going to say, you've got to be really careful when you come out with any lines because Chris cuts it all about. He sits for hours doing this stuff, and it puts you in a real trouble. I made a about Dicko's tackle, and it's been played every time.
That's it now.
So when you say about doing the dirty stuff, he's gonna cut.
I wouldn't do that to James. No, I'm not going to do that to James. I did.
I wouldn't blame you.
Too much respect.
I'm sure James has been fully media trained.
Yeah.
No, some of the older podcasts, James, there's like outtakes, and I think Ben Pope gets some of his words get adjusted. That's quite funny.
Oh, brilliant!
Don't worry, James. Now he's taking corporate money from Spotify, and he can't do that anymore. So you're fine.
Me getting money. What a claim! What a claim! No, yeah. So
to be fair, you only go to football when you get free entry, Chris. We all know this. If it's not free NHS, you don't bother turning up. That's why you're not coming with team in a couple of weeks.
Are they not doing free entry for you anymore?
No. I interviewed one of them, Hayward's Heath. It's not free for NHS anymore.
It's because they don't care about the health service. Shocking. Go and beat him, lads. Let's go and beat him for Rob's mum. Let's go. For all the nurses out there, for all those people that worked during the pandemic, let's go and beat Hayward's Heath because they don't care. They don't care about you, Chris, but we do. So we're going to go and beat them.
Won't go that far, but we tolerate him.
Pay for me to get in then, George. Thanks, mate. Right. James, thank you very much for coming on, Chad. Yeah,
of course, no
worries. Thank you for your time. Try and catch you a little bit later, maybe a week or so. We'll do a little interview as well. Yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah, of course, no worries. Thank you for having me. It was decent. Really good to talk to you all.
Hey, thank you.
Well done, guys.
Cheers, James.
Hang on, we need to sort a song out for you. We need to what's it called? What's that called when you kind of
have a little browse, have a little think.
Have a little
brainstorm.
Brainstorm. Brain fart. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to score first, don't I?
You did get you got. You must admit, it was one of the placeholders, one of our own. But there was a chance sung. There was a chance sung.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We'll submit a few, James, and you can pick your favourite.
Oh, I'd love that. Love it.
Right. That's it. Next time we speak, then James, I'm gonna have some pre-selected songs that you're gonna have to pick it out. All right.
Chris is going to sing them.
I'll be looking forward to it.
I'll sing. Yeah, I'll sing it.
Chris is going to sing all of them to a backing track. Set him up.
The only Hastings player that's ever picked his own song.
He's going to get a live band in, like some sort of late night American talk show, and he's going to sing them. And then
jazz band, yeah.
Jazz band, let's go. Yeah. Saxophone.
No. Cheers, James. Thanks very much, mate.
No worries at all.
Right, boys, do we want to carry on talking? We got anything else to say? Otherwise, I will love you and leave you.
Don't really want to talk to you anymore, Chris. That's it.
Yeah. I'll take it. That's it. And Leon hasn't even buried me. I'm disappointed in Leon.
Wasn't we going to talk about? Was he going to talk about Aggie?
Okay, well, we talked about obviously it's come out that Aggie's gone to Stevenage. Maybe we should talk to James straight away. James, be as honest as you can be. I mean, how surprising was it, the events that took place, really, that he's gone there? To you, anyway, personally.
Personally, I did not expect him to leave so early. It was a massive shock to the system, massive shock. But his reasons were, they were fair, and he wanted to go somewhere else. He felt like he needed to go somewhere else, and that's at Stevenage. I mean, what a move that is! He would. I always said this about Aggie. He's a great coach. He's a great person to get along with, and he'll go much higher than Stevenage anyway because he's a great coach, really, really good coach.
Has he kept in contact with you all? I mean, I know it's awkward, isn't it? But obviously a lot of you got friendships, haven't you? I mean, it's
of course. But I've texted him congratulations. We had a little chat. But yeah, I'll keep in contact with him. But obviously it's a bit difficult.
Yeah.
But I'll try my best to keep in contact with him. He's a really good person to keep in contact with. Really good.
But anyone else want to talk on this subject? Leon.
Yeah.
Go on,
then. You said my name. I said yeah. No, because after it happened, what was the first game after he left? Like there was one or two clubs. Yeah, obviously Stevenage was one, and I think there was another club. It was it was out there, wasn't it? Like, it was, you know, if it was meant to be a secret, it was like the worst kept secret ever, that he was, you know, an interest from another club. You know, you don't begrudge him going to even like the ladder, so to speak. So good luck to him.
I didn't expect it so soon, to be honest. I thought it. I'll still say this, and maybe James, please tell me I'm completely wrong. But like, there was a job to finish here, and it was like, it's such a funny time. I mean, I suppose these opportunities come up. They don't come up when you want them. They come up when it's suitable for the higher up club. But I mean, what do you think? Do you feel that there's a little bit of a kind of unfinished business here, or I mean, what do you think, James?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, it was a shock that it was so quick. But we didn't expect it to come like this quick, because it was like, it felt like, before he explained it all, it felt like, oh, we've lost 2 games and that's it. You know what I mean? It's but no, he explained it all, and that weren't the reason at all. Like, he just wanted something new, something different. But yeah, it was a massive shock. Yeah, we just got to get on with it now. I mean, we got great assistants, great coaches. So we got Gary now, who I think is going to be perfect for the job, and he is, and it's showing.
Yeah, no, I suppose. Yep, suppose. Lads, anyone else want to touch on this subject?
I just thought, obviously, as you see, Aggie showed great with younger players. So James already testified how well he worked with the youngsters. So best of luck with him. I think every Hastings man wishes him well. Hope it's the best when we can focus back on Hastings. We're looking forward to our 30-run win streak, which takes us up.
Yeah, there was only one interesting aspect to this. I wondered. They've lost their managers last weekend, didn't they, Stevenage? So their management team has just been sacked.
Yeah.
And interestingly, of all people, blinking Steve Evans of Gillingham is who Stevenage have approached as their new manager. And that was out there this evening on South East News. Gillingham have said that Stevenage have approached Evans, of all people. I mean, I guess they might be the only club he hasn't managed in those 2 divisions, I would have thought by now. That's a bit of a challenging situation, isn't it? I just wondered, for Aggie's sake, whether it was the previous managers who'd taken him on, and he's just arrived at the club in the middle of what's quite a turbulent period. So that's going to be quite an interesting one to keep an eye on. I noticed it just because they mentioned it on South East that Evans had been approached. So that's one for us to just out of interest, really. Quite an interesting situation there at the minute. Although they won their FA Cup game last night, didn't they, against MK Dons? So they're in the second round now. And he was caretaker managing that with the other guy who's left behind.
Well, he wanted a cup run, didn't he?
Yeah. So he's cheated.
He's got somewhere else for it.
He's cheated.
Cheated the system.
Yeah. He'll just keep on hopping to the clubs that have made it to the next round.
He'll be off to Tottenham next, won't he?
Yeah. Well, we did speculate about Tottenham when Nuno Santos got sacked the day before, actually. So, but you never know. No, but that's interesting at Stevenage. No, we'll keep an eye on that.
Well, it's a reason to watch Stevenage's results because, you know, obviously we all want him to do well, don't we? So,
well, not really.
No, you get shut up.
Not well, just about well enough.
Well,
it's a bit like when James said he'd keep in touch with him. I say, well, don't keep in touch with him that much, James.
Yeah.
No. No, I'm not going anywhere, don't worry.
That's the contract lands in his email.
Yeah, coming down and throwing a net over all our youngsters.
Lads, anyone else?
That's got to get quoted. That has got to get quoted. That's got to make...
I can see where that could go.
Yeah. If I get the time, George. Well, George, any comments on Aggie's new job?
No, I got to wish him well, and we know like it's always been his love, like bringing through younger players and working with youth sides, and that's obviously a job at a fully professional club, doing just that, and obviously being rated enough to be on the sidelines last night in their game. They clearly think a lot of him, so hopefully it's a good move for him. He's a good guy, so wish him well. But we got a job to do, haven't we?
Move on. That's what we're going to do. Move on.
Yeah. Right, and talking of moving on, if no one else has got anything to say, I'd like to say bye to James. Thank you very much for your time, mate, and hopefully catch you soon.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it. Johnny Wills, Flat White Andy, Leon, Smithy, who's hardly said anything, Robbie, and Georgie Porgy. Take care.
Bye.
And have a nice
Cheers,
evening.
guys.
Cheers, lads.
Everybody. See you later.
Yeah.
That's it for another week, Hughes fans. It's a week. The Elphick way begins to take shape. As ever, if you want to contact us or have any queries, or you want to come on our weekly roundtables, the email is hufcpod@gmail.com, or on the Twitter, which is @HUFCpodcast. I say this every week, but get over to that YouTube channel. It's chock-a-block full of individual interviews, episodes from the show. It's all free. Have a look. Give a comment, but most importantly, please subscribe. All that's left for me to say is, I've been your host, Chris Agutter. Hope you have a good week, and see you at the game.